This morning, we have a special guest for our Resiliency Conversations, Belinda Marier. Welcome. Thanks so much
Thank
for
you.
being with us. So one of the things that I want to ask you as the executive director is really, you have such an overall view of how Serendipity is weathering this pandemic. And I think our donors and supporters would really like to hear from you as to what's going on with Serendipity during this time.
Our immediate response was, how do we support our students and how do we support our families and how do we maintain the relationships that are absolutely critical for Serendipity to fulfill its mission? Um, and so a lot of the information you're hearing from other leaders within Serendipity in these resiliency conversations is what we've been focusing on every day. How do we maintain connection and emotional support during comprehensive distance learning, as well as supporting our students in making academic progress? We know that Serendipity students, like all children in this country, will lose some ground academically and socially and behaviorally because they're being denied the opportunity um, to have the experiences that promote healing and learning right now. So our first area of emphasis was, how do we do comprehensive distance learning in a way that best fits the needs of Serendipity students and families? But the second area has been, we're talking about resiliency. And that's, Serendipity's talked about resiliency with our students since we opened. This is not a new concept. I think when anybody has faced a lot of adversity and a lot of challenges, what you seek to cultivate in yourself is your strength, your courage, your perseverance. And so these are not new conversations, but they are newly applied to a global pandemic. It is critical that we keep our eye on the fact that our students are going to return to us in a different state than they left us.
So Belinda, hearing all of that and just really knowing that Serendipity is really working so hard to support the students this time, what do you need? As our donors and supporters listen to this video, what is it that you need at this time?
Serendipity is looking to our donors during this time to sustain us and to help us deliver a higher level of mental health support and to deliver it differently than we do when we're open for in-person instruction. Our students are at risk in a different way when they are isolated, when they are disconnected from the structure and the relationships, the school relationships that are helping them heal. And so we're asking, the whole resiliency campaign is asking our donors to support enhanced mental health treatment now and as we prepare to reopen. So the entire campaign is about helping us individualize mental health support and really accentuate the mental health support that we're able to give to children and families. The risks to them are significant at this point in time.
And as just being in this pandemic, not as a student, not as a parent, I know that I'm feeling that stress, I'm feeling that anxiety, and I think everyone can empathize. Every single person that may not have been able to step into the shoes of an anxious student before certainly can step into those shoes now, because we're experiencing that isolation. We're experiencing fears and things that we haven't experienced in the past. And so this is really the moment where we can reach out to you and really support these students, knowing that we are experiencing a lot of those same emotions and feelings.
I think about that a lot, and I agree with you because we have felt, all of us, to one extent or another, have been prevented from participating in our lives the way that we want to. And we have felt the absence of the level of human connection that helps us feel complete and whole. And I think to one extent or another, we've all struggled to feel competent to meet the expectations of this new reality. And I think we felt uncertain about the future. We felt afraid for what's coming next. And that gives all of us a taste and some insight into the experience of children who have survived trauma or who have survived really adverse experiences at school and in other areas of their lives. So I agree with you. I mean, if there is any gift in this, I'm hoping that gift is increased empathy and compassion for one another, and particularly for those of us who were struggling before, you know, before the pandemic and before the closures, because their experience has only intensified during this time.
Yeah. Belinda, thank you so much for joining us. As we head into this Thanksgiving week, one of the things that we're really grateful at Serendipity Center is for our donors and our supporters and our friends, those that have stood by us for many years, for many, many years. And we're just really hoping that you can stand by us again. We just really invite you to join with us in supporting Serendipity Center and these incredible students.
Thank you, Kari. Yes. And what a great way to end a very difficult year on a positive and a healthy note.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks,
Thank
Belinda.
you.